The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, February 28 reveal that Billy Abbott will deal with more Phyllis Summers suspicions, while Nick Newman and Daniel Romalotti Jr. carry out a cover-up. For starters, Daniel and Nick may compare notes after Phyllis and Sharon Newman's weird burner phone calls. It'll seem strange since both women supposedly lost their own phones and took off on trips so suddenly. The fact that Sharon and Phyllis got in touch at the same time will also raise red flags, but Nick and Daniel will cling to the fact that they said they were fine. Summer Newman actually heard Phyllis' voice while Nick heard Sharon's, so that'll be enough to prevent any major concerns for now. However, Billy is bound to have more worries once he returns from Paris and seeks updates on missing Phyllis. Since Phyllis told Summer that she was following important business leads and warned her not to tell Billy, Summer may give Daniel and Nick the same warning. That may be why Nick and Daniel will resort to some secrecy during their next conversation with Billy. Daniel and Nick might act like Phyllis just took off for a little me time instead, but an explanation like that won't make sense to Billy. Phyllis was super excited about diving into work at Abbott Communications, so Billy will remain suspicious of Phyllis' sudden trip news and what's really going on. It could lead to Billy making a prediction about Phyllis being in trouble. As for Phyllis and Sharon, they may get more riddles to solve as their captor takes them on a stroll down memory lane. The game is about revisiting Sharon and Phyllis' history, so it'll be interesting to see all the reminders that pop up along the way. Over with Audra Charles, Y and R spoilers say she'll have a tense discussion with Holden Novak. Audra may admit she told Nate Hastings about their past connection, but Holden may realize she wasn't totally honest. Since Audra downplayed Holden as someone she went on a few dates with, Holden may point out what they shared was more than casual. Audra and Holden had a pretty intense bond during their time together in Los Angeles, but she won't want Nate thinking there's anything to fret over. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Audra will lay down the law with Holden and push him to keep his distance, but more drama's still to come. We'll have other sizzling Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news to read up on, so make us your favorite Y and R hotspot. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless recap for Thursday, February 27, reveals that Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers will make some burner phone calls as part of the game, so Nick Newman and Summer Newman will get fake stories. In captivity, Phyllis and Sharon will once again listen to that familiar song over the loudspeaker, but they won't be able to figure out where they know it from. The captor will continue to insist their identity isn't important and will ultimately mention the safe that's nearby. Sharon and Phyllis will find a birthday card on top of that safe, which will contain a riddle about something being 18 away from Independence Day. Phyllis and Sharon will check a calendar before Phyllis realizes the safe combination must line up with the numbers for July 22, 2013. After Phyllis admits that date is burned into her brain, she'll reveal that it's when Sharon caused her staircase tumble and put her in a coma. Sharon and Phyllis will realize that song was playing at the charity event they fought at. Once Phyllis and Sharon determine this game is about their past, their captor will give them some new instructions. Inside the safe, there'll be some burner phones, so Sharon and Phyllis will be given the passcodes so they can make one phone call each. Phyllis and Sharon's captor will instruct them to reassure their loved ones that they're safe out of town and will be home soon. If Sharon and Phyllis try to pull anything, they'll be warned that the signal will immediately scramble. After Phyllis decides to call Summer, Sharon will decide to call Nick. At the ranch, Nick will give Victor Newman and Nikki Newman updates on Sharon going missing at the same time as Phyllis Summers. During that conversation, Nick will get a phone call from a blocked number and answer it to find that it's Sharon. That'll give Sharon a chance to spin a story about being in Sedona for some rest and relaxation. Sharon will claim she texted Maria Copeland and Faith Newman about her plans, but Nick will point out that they never got her messages. After Sharon says she lost her phone, she'll lie about ordering one and picking up this burner phone in the meantime. Nick will be taken aback when Sharon says she's too exhausted to contact the girls and urges him to share her news instead. Once Sharon says goodnight and hangs up rather abruptly, Nick will be weirded out over Sharon's behavior. Meanwhile, Phyllis will share a phone call with an off-screen Summer and convince her that she's off handling some important business stuff, though she'll push Summer not to tell Billy Abbott. Nick will ultimately get a text from Summer about Phyllis being fine, so he'll fill Victor and Nikki in. Although it'll be odd for Phyllis and Summer to reach out at the same time, Nikki and Victor will urge Nick to trust that everything's ok. Back with Sharon and Phyllis, their captor will tell them to sleep. The game will be put on hold until tomorrow. Phyllis will settle in on the sofa next to Sharon and worry their captor actually wants one last showdown between them. It'll leave Phyllis thinking that maybe they're playing against each other rather than their captor. Next on Thursday's I and R episode, Chelsea Lawson will pull away from her kiss with Adam Newman and pump the brakes a bit. Although Chelsea will be sorry if she's giving Adam mixed signals, he'll assure Chelsea that they can go at her pace. Chelsea will end up asking Adam if he's truly over Sally Spectra, so Adam will promise that there's not even a flicker of a flicker there. Adam and Chelsea will also talk about their hookup in Baltimore, which was perhaps more about their history and connection than they previously admitted. After Chelsea gives Adam another kiss and accepts his rose, she'll head to her room alone and smile over their evening together. Adam will do the same as he thinks back on his night with Chelsea. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Chelsea and Adam will hopefully stay on the right track for a while, so we'll bring you more predictions on their next chapter. It's where you want to be for Sizzling Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, updates, and news, so make us your go-to Y and R source. In the upcoming episode of The Young and the Restless on Thursday, February 27, 2025, the suspense reaches a boiling point as Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman find themselves trapped in an abandoned psychiatric hospital with a mysterious and dangerous kidnapper. The old Havenhurst Psychiatric Hospital, long forgotten and eerie, has become the setting for a tense hostage situation, where the past and present collide in unexpected ways. As Phyllis and Sharon, both women with complicated pasts, face captivity at the hands of an unknown assailant, emotions run high and the stakes are raised. The kidnapper, whose motives remain unclear, forces the women to confront their own painful histories and unresolved issues, bringing their complex relationship to the forefront. Phyllis, ever the skeptic, immediately blames Sharon for the predicament they are in, pointing fingers at Sharon's mental health struggles as a possible cause. "Do you even know where we are?" Phyllis asks, suspicion heavy in her voice. "I know you have your own issues, and now I'm paying the price for them." Sharon, however, doesn't back down, replying with a calm but cutting remark. Maybe someone decided it's time for Phyllis to get the help she needs. The tension between the two women builds, exposing old wounds and further complicating their already strained dynamic. Phyllis, plagued by guilt and insecurity, struggles to accept any responsibility for their current predicament, while Sharon's words only add to the emotional turmoil. Just when it seems the situation couldn't get worse, a new and unsettling element is introduced: a song. The kidnapper plays Misty Moon by Sunset Sound over the speakers in the cell, a melody that strikes a deep chord with Phyllis. As the music fills the room, Phyllis becomes visibly agitated, hinting at a painful memory linked to the song. Sharon, noticing Phyllis's reaction, encourages her to confront the past, hoping that doing so might unlock a way to escape their captor's grasp. "Does this song make you feel something familiar?" Sharon asks gently, but Phyllis, too overwhelmed with fear and exhaustion, refuses to engage, dismissing the memory with a deflective gesture. Sharon, however, is not easily deterred and continues to push Phyllis to confront whatever emotional block is preventing her from remembering. The song's significance is clear. It's tied to a memory that could hold the key to their escape. But Phyllis, too fearful of what it might reveal, refuses to face it. As the women struggle with their emotions, Billy Abbott, ever the loyal friend, steps into the perilous situation. Determined to rescue Sharon and Phyllis, Billy is prepared to sacrifice everything to bring them to safety, even if it means facing overwhelming danger. Despite knowing how dangerous it is, Billy's bravery and dedication to those he loves drives him forward, further complicating the situation with his own risky choices. The tension escalates when it becomes clear that Sharon and Phyllis were not random victims in this plot. The kidnapper, through cryptic messages, hints that there's a deeper connection between the three of them, one rooted in the past. Sharon's troubled history may have made her the target of a much larger conspiracy, and Phyllis, though confused, begins to sense that the past is catching up with her in terrifying ways. Things take an even darker turn with the arrival of Patty Williams, a figure from both Sharon and Phyllis's past, whose reappearance raises more questions than answers. Patty, who has struggled with her own psychological demons and has a long history with both women, is now suspected of playing a significant role in the current crisis. Whether she's behind the kidnapping or merely a pawn in a larger game remains unclear, but her connection to the Havenhest Hospital cannot be ignored. As the mystery unfolds, viewers are left wondering whether Patty is pulling the strings or if someone else is behind the plot, someone with a long-standing vendetta. The episode takes a deep dive into the intertwined lives of Sharon, Phyllis, and Patty, revealing the dark secrets that have shaped their current circumstances. The song Misty Moon continues to play a pivotal role, with its connection to Phyllis's past coming to the forefront. Will Phyllis confront the painful memory tied to the song and unlock the answers needed to escape? Or will the emotional toll of the past be too much for her to handle? In this high-stakes episode, Phyllis and Sharon must put aside their differences and work together if they hope to survive. The race against time is on, as the lines between friend and foe blur, and the shocking truth behind their captivity begins to emerge. What secrets are hidden in the shadows of their past, and how will they ultimately lead to freedom or disaster? The tension reaches its peak as Billy's daring rescue mission sets the stage for a dramatic confrontation, and the mysterious kidnapper's true identity remained shrouded in secrecy. With relationships on the brink of breaking and the past looming large, this episode promises to be one of the Young and the Restless most gripping installments yet. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Victoria Newman could fall for a bad boy billionaire if Aristotle Dumas steals Cole Howard's love interest. Could a fresh romance be on the horizon for Victoria? Cole and Victoria's love story worked when they were bonding over finding their long-lost daughter, Claire Newman. However, Victoria and Cole are just a boring couple now with no other storyline opportunities. LionR has reached the point where it might be best to split Cole and Victoria up. It would open the door to some juicy drama, especially if Victoria falls for the bad boy billionaire who seems poised to hit Geno City soon. That brings us to Aristotle Dumas, the mysterious corporate player at the center of Victor Newman's latest investigation. Aristotle keeps a very low profile and seemingly goes to great lengths to cover his tracks when it comes to any shady activities. It's clear that Aristotle has made a lot of money through his willingness to make his own rules and pave his own way. Victoria has tried to settle down with Cole, but she tends to be drawn to men who aren't good for her. Aristotle's description is almost reminiscent of Ashland Locke, so perhaps he's Victoria's type. Victoria may want to give her heart to someone she can trust like Cole, but that doesn't offer any dramatic potential. The better story is for Victoria to fall for someone who's dangerous and all wrong for her again, especially someone who Victor's going to disapprove of. Aristotle and Victor could have a rivalry brewing, so Victoria might get caught in the middle if she meets Aristotle and develops feelings for him. Since there aren't any photos of Aristotle anywhere, it'd be easy for him to give Victoria a fake name and perhaps connect with her over drinks at the bar. Victoria might find Aristotle intriguing without knowing who he is or the concerns Victor would have. Maybe Victoria could ultimately cheat on Cole, or at least fall for Aristotle after a breakup. One way or another, Victoria could use a romance that would lead to some chaos, so maybe pairing her up with Aristotle could make that happen. Our Vi and our predictions point to Victoria having some surprises in her future, so we'll bring you updates on any shocking news and new roads she might head down. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Victoria could make some changes to her life, so stay tuned. This is where you want to be for the hottest Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so make us your go-to source. Genoa City is once again at the center of scandal and suspicion as Sally Spectra finds herself wrongfully accused in a shocking twist. The fiery redhead, who has already battled numerous obstacles, is now being dragged into an intense investigation that threatens to turn her world upside down. With Chance Chancellor leading the charge and Summer Newman fueling the flames, Sally is backed into a corner, arrested for a crime she swears she did not commit. A web of suspicion. The drama unfolds when Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman mysteriously vanish, sending shockwaves through Genoa City. It doesn't take long before fingers start pointing at Sally, given her history with Phyllis. For years, Phyllis has made it her mission to undermine Sally, creating an atmosphere of animosity that many believe could have pushed Sally to take drastic action. But are these accusations grounded in fact, or is this just another case of scapegoating? Summer, never one to hide her distaste for Sally, quickly becomes convinced of her guilt. Her unwavering belief fuels Chance's determination to bring Sally in, despite having no concrete evidence to support the claims. The whispers of her supposed involvement grow louder, and soon, an entire narrative is built around her presumed guilt. The arrest that shakes Genoa City. The situation escalates when Chance, acting on what he believes is an informed decision, arrives at Sally's doorstep with an arrest warrant in hand. Sally, taken completely off guard, demands answers. "What the hell is this? You have no proof," she exclaims, her voice filled with outrage. Chance, cold and methodical, refuses to entertain her protests. "This is an investigation, Sally. You need to come with me." Despite her pleas and demands for justice, Chance remains unmoved. The people of Genoa City watch in disbelief as Sally is led away, confusion and anger rippling through the community. Many question the legitimacy of the arrest, but none more than Billy Abbott. Billy takes a stand. Billy has always been one of Sally's few allies, supporting her through countless battles. When he learns of her arrest, he is furious. To him, this isn't justice, it's a witch hunt. As Chance tries to justify his actions, Billy refuses to back down. "You can't just arrest her based on suspicion, Chance. This is reckless, and you know it," Billy shouts, his frustration boiling over. Chance, ever the professional, remains firm. "I'm following protocol. There's an investigation, and I have my orders." Billy shakes his head in disbelief. "This isn't protocol, it's a setup. You're letting your personal connections cloud your judgment." Billy's anger isn't just about Sally, it's about the dangerous precedent being set. If Genoa City allows this kind of reckless injustice, who will be the next innocent person thrown behind bars? A battle for the truth. As Sally sits in a holding cell, she is overcome with frustration and despair. She knows she's innocent, but proving it will be an uphill battle. The lack of evidence should be in her favor, yet the court of public opinion is already against her. Meanwhile, Billy vows to fight for her. He won't stand by and let Chance and Summer dictate the narrative. He starts digging, determined to uncover the real culprit and expose the flaws in the investigation. The lines between justice and personal vendettas have blurred, and the fallout threatens to tear Genoa City apart. Will Billy be able to clear Sally's name before it's too late? Or will this be the scandal that changes everything forever? The Shattered Illusion, a story of love, secrets, and uncertain bonds. After a night that seemed to promise eternal love, when the tender, heartfelt kiss between Chelsea and Adam lit up their shared world with the glow of hope and passion, both believed they had finally found the sanctuary of true love and happiness. The kiss, soft yet intense, was meant to seal a commitment to each other and, symbolically, to the future they dreamed of building together. However, behind the sweetness of that moment lay a dark and unsettling secret, one that would soon unravel their lives and shatter the delicate illusions they had so carefully constructed. A moment of tenderness and a looming secret. It all began on what appeared to be an ordinary evening. In the quiet intimacy of their shared apartment, as rain gently tapped on the windows and city lights painted a mosaic of reflections on the walls, Chelsea and Adam embraced in a moment of tender vulnerability. Their kiss was filled with promises of unwavering support, of love that would endure the tests of time, and of a shared commitment to the future, especially when it came to their son Connor. Yet beneath this veneer of romantic perfection, a mystery had been festering. A question haunted every silent second of their togetherness. Was Adam truly Connor's biological father? The very thought of it had always hovered in the back of their minds, a delicate, unspoken worry. For Adam, a man known for living primarily for himself, the idea of parenthood had never been fully embraced until he became entwined with Chelsea's world. If fate had determined that Connor was not his flesh and blood, then Adam's inherent selfishness might have driven him to walk away without a backward glance, a possibility that chilled Chelsea to the core. The unthinkable revelation. The tension reached its breaking point when circumstances forced Chelsea into an impossible corner. No longer could the truth be hidden away in whispers and half-truths. The weight of her secret had grown too heavy to bear. With a trembling voice, she finally decided that the time had come to reveal the truth to Connor. She believed that shielding him from the reality of his own origins would do him a disservice, especially as he had started asking questions about his identity, about why his resemblance to Adam was so ambiguous. During a quiet afternoon that contrasted sharply with the storm raging within their family, Chelsea sat down with Connor. With tears in her eyes, she confessed that the man he thought of as his father might not be his biological parent at all. The admission hit Connor like a thunderbolt. His reaction was immediate and fierce. Anger welled up within him as he struggled to reconcile the image of Adam as a steadfast protector with the unsettling possibility that his very existence might have been built on a lie. The revelation ignited a burning resentment toward Chelsea, whose decisions now seemed not only misguided but a betrayal of the trust he once held dear. Connor's anger and the quest for identity. For Connor, the revelation was more than a mere piece of unsettling news. It was a catalyst for a deep internal conflict about his identity. In the weeks following the confession, his behavior grew increasingly erratic. Anger and hurt intertwined as he began to direct his fury toward his mother, unable to fathom why she would keep such a crucial secret from him for so long. Each confrontation, each tearful outburst, was a plea for clarity, a desperate bid to reclaim a sense of self in a life that had suddenly become so confusing. In his eyes, the man he had once admired, the man who had shared moments of tenderness and had promised to be a guiding light in his life, now seemed like an imposter. The emotional betrayal was profound, and Connor's feelings of abandonment and isolation deepened with every passing day. Questions about his identity, his worth, and the very foundation of his family began to spiral out of control, leaving him adrift in a sea of emotional turmoil. Adam's dilemma and unexpected compassion. Amidst this personal upheaval, Adam found himself at a crossroads. Known for his self-serving nature and a reputation that spoke of ambition and cold pragmatism, Adam had always prided himself on looking out for number one. Yet, when confronted with the reality of Connor's deteriorating health, a condition that had cast a long, ominous shadow over the boy's future, Adam was forced to confront a side of himself that he had long neglected. Despite the swirling questions about his paternity, Adam acted with a surprising sense of dignity and responsibility. Recognizing that Connor's illness demanded care, attention, and unconditional support, he made a public declaration. Whether he was the biological father or not was irrelevant to him. In a moment of rare vulnerability, Adam promised that he would stand by Connor's side, love him, and provide for him for as long as he lived. His words, measured and sincere, were not just a reassurance to a frightened child, but a subtle plea to bridge the growing chasm between him and Connor. For a brief moment, Connor felt a sense of calm wash over him. The warmth in Adam's voice, the steady resolve in his eyes, offered a glimmer of hope that perhaps, despite everything, there was still a chance for him to feel loved and protected. ABC General reports that a new romance is gradually unfolding in Nina's life, but it could also plunge her into a whirlwind of complicated emotions and difficult choices. After a series of failed relationships, Nina thought she had given up on the idea of true love, but when Valentine and Jack simultaneously enter her life, a tense love triangle becomes a reality. Valentine is a man who has deeply influenced Nina's life. Their past is filled with ups and downs, from passion to betrayal, from love to pain. Despite their breakup, Valentine has always had a particular obsession with Nina. Not only does he love her, but he constantly tries to find ways to win her back, despite the hurt they've caused each other. But can Nina forgive everything and go back to the man who made her endure so much loss? Meanwhile, Jack's return brings a breath of fresh air, an opportunity for Nina to turn the page to a new chapter in her life. Jack was once a man who made her feel safe, someone who could help her escape the chaos caused by her previous relationships. However, Jack is also the one who chose Carly over her, placing his loyalty to another woman above the feelings they once shared. This time, if Jack truly wants to be with Nina again, he will have to prove that he's no longer torn, no longer caught between two women, but has fully chosen her. But when both Valentine and Jack want to win Nina's heart, she must face an incredibly difficult choice. One is a past that can't be erased, the other is a future that can't be certain. If she returns to Valentine, she will have to face the schemes and risks he always carries with him. If she chooses Jack, she must trust that he won't hurt her again. Things become even more complicated when both of these men are not ones to give up easily. Valentine may go to great lengths to win Nina back, even using his power and influence to eliminate Jack. Meanwhile, Jack is not one to fight, but if he truly wants Nina, he will have to prove that he is the man she can trust. Port Charles may soon witness a dramatic love triangle where not only love but loyalty, trust, and the past play significant roles. If Nina isn't careful, she could get caught in an inescapable whirlwind where every decision could bring about unforeseen consequences. Will Nina be swept back into Valentine's world, where passion and power go hand in hand? Or will she find a new future with Jack, where she can hope for a fresh start free from haunting pasts? And if she can't choose either, could the battle between these two men turn into an all-out war to win her? One thing is certain, with both Valentine and Jack involved, Nina's love story will never be simple again. No matter who she chooses, the storms will continue to surround her, forcing her to face decisions that could change her life forever. In the world of Hollywood, age is just a number, but some stars manage to defy the passing years in ways that leave fans absolutely stunned. Michael Graziadei, best known for his role as Daniel Romalotti on The Young and the Restless, is the latest celebrity to spark a frenzy with the revelation of his actual age. Buckle up, because this revelation might just blow your mind. The eternal youth of Michael Graziadei. For decades, Michael has graced our screens with his boyish charm and undeniable talent. From his debut on The Young and the Restless in 2004 to his recent appearances on hit shows like American Horror Story and True Detective, Graziadei has consistently wowed audiences with his performances. But here's the kicker. While his youthful energy and appearance suggest he's in his early 30s, the actor's real age tells a very different story. Are you ready for it? Michael Graziadei was born on September 22, 1979. Yes, you read that right. He's 45 years old. Fans across social media are losing their minds over this revelation, with many refusing to believe he's not still in his 20s. He's aging backward, like some kind of real-life Benjamin Button, one Twitter user exclaimed. Another fan chimed in, "Whatever he's doing, I need that skincare routine ASAP." The secret to looking timeless. So what's Graziadei's secret to maintaining such a youthful glow? While the actor has remained tight-lipped about his personal regimen, those close to him hint that his dedication to health and fitness plays a significant role. Michael's always been about balance, a friend revealed. He's into yoga, eats clean, and stays away from the Hollywood party scene. Moreover, Graziadei's vibrant personality and positive outlook on life could be contributing factors. He's one of the most genuine and down-to-earth people you'll ever meet, said a former co-star. That kind of energy keeps you young. Fans are obsessed. As news of his age spreads, fans can't help but revisit some of his most iconic moments on screen. From his dramatic storylines on The Young and the Restless to his intense roles in primetime dramas, Graziadei has proven time and again that he's a powerhouse performer. Now, with this age revelation, he's also become a poster child for agelessness in Hollywood. It's inspiring, one fan wrote. He reminds us that age is truly just a number, and that we should focus on living our best lives. Another commented, "Michael gives me hope that 40s can look this good. Forget 30 being the new 20 to 40 is where it's at." What's next for Michael Graziadei? While the actor hasn't revealed any major upcoming projects, fans are eagerly anticipating his next move. Will he return to The Young and the Restless for another round of drama as Daniel Romalotti? Or will he surprise us with a role that challenges his acting chops even further? Whatever the case, one thing is certain, Michael Graziadei's star power isn't dimming anytime soon. Final thoughts. Michael Graziadei's age revelation is more than just a fun fact. It's a testament to how self-care, positivity, and passion for one's craft can defy time. As fans continue to marvel at his ageless appearance, one thing's for sure, Graziadei is living proof that you're only as old as you feel. So, what do you think about Michael's real age? Are you as shocked as the rest of us? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to share this article with your friends, because this is one age revelation no one wants to miss.